Hello everyone, Assis here, and this is our third video of a 10-minute tango practice focused on legs. Only it's going to be a little bit of a power combo. So we're going to have balance coming in, core, and a little bit of a spiciness coming in with an embellishment at the end. So ladies, watch out for that. If you haven't gotten the chance to see the two other videos, you can find them at the bottom. So I think though the exercises are different, the tips are very, very helpful for this video as well. So, and they can make a really good practice if you want to, string them together and get a really good, good practice focused on legs and balance and, creating a steady base for your dance. So, with no further ado, here we go. Set up on one knee and extend the other leg out to the side. And then start with a side bend. You can have your hands on your waist, like I'm doing here, or behind your head. I want you to notice though how my my right shoulder is coming over the left. It's not in one straight line. It's actually curving forward just a little bit. Don't overdo it, but notice it. Because of the shape of our body, of our bone structure, we wouldn't be able to go straight down. It is a very common problem that we see as we try to align ourselves. So you can even see it here as I'm grounding myself on one knee and one hand. See, the shoulders are not in a one straight line, and that's because of how our upper body is built. So I want you to pay attention to these little things and notice how they feel. And balance time. This might take you a little bit longer. That's okay. Notice also that yes, we are doing leg work. That doesn't mean that we stiffen up everything else. Notice how my spine is moving as I'm lifting the leg, but not doing all the work. So not a huge arch, that's what I mean to say. Little pulses, just to get a little bit of extra legs here. And then we're going to cross behind and tap, uncross and tap to the side, almost like a side step. You will be able to see it when I do the other side. You'll have a better view of that side tap. But see, the legs are not coming together. It's very close to a projection. I want you to get this exercise in because this movement, you know how it's almost like wagging our tail. We try to avoid when we extend that leg back, extend the leg to the side to go into a side step. So it's not going to be as big, but it's there. So I want you to re-educate your body in finding that movement, finding that little gentle twist when we're going to be standing. So time to go over to the other side, and I'm just going to stay in this line so you can see me a little bit better. Try to notice these alignment things that we talked about. Notice how one shoulder is not coming in a straight line over the other. I am curving just a little bit forward. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you have your hands behind your head or like I had them before on your waist. Whatever feels more secure. This might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but we're trying to notice how we're going to go from a 2-foot balance to a 1-foot and 1-hand balance. Think about this as a similar way that you connect through your left side followers or right side leaders with your partner. And now we're moving into a 3-point balance. Adjust if you need to. Notice how my knee is framed by my two hands. And you can see how you can see that little arch in my lower back as I'm kicking that leg up. It's happening. I'm not gonna tense up and not let it happen, similar to a back extension, but it's not too much. Just enough. Same here. We tend to tense up too much, not letting our spine naturally move when we extend back. And here's the side tap that I was talking about. Same thing here as the back extensions that we were talking about before. We don't let this little side bend happen, which again is going to be a lot smaller than what I'm doing here when we're doing a side extension. So I want you to be aware of it. I want you to find the most efficient way to move in this exercise and take the details into what we're doing standing. You can take a moment here if you want, maybe sit back and get ready to transition. Here we go. Setting up, relaxing your hips on the floor. We did this in our previous video. I want a nice full circle, but most importantly, because after this we're going to be making our way up, I want you to notice what the standing leg is doing, and most importantly, how the hips are reacting and the upper body is reacting to allow this circle to happen in the most smooth way. So we don't care how low we go, we don't care how fast we go. That's not important. What is important is to notice how the rest of the body participates, supports, and supports this movement. It is very common that we hear our teachers, yoga teachers or tango teachers saying, press into the floor, either with your foot or with your hip in this case. I don't want you to do that. I want you to find a way that you can release weight into the floor without pressing. And this happens through alignment. Notice my toes, notice my heel in this case, how it changes direction when the circle happens. See, there is a little bit of a rotation. I hope you can see it. And then my toes, for both my feet, are coming back into center. So when we turn, we open up towards the side, then the standing leg opens up as well. This allows for a better alignment along the whole side of the leg. I want you to be aware of that because it will allow you to yield towards the floor instead of pushing into the floor. It's a lot smoother. Let's see if we can see it here a little bit better. I think that might be, yes. See how the other leg is reacting. Instead of pushing, I'm keeping the other side also active. So there's not passivity in the other side, just standing there making sure that we push into the floor. There is action. There is energy going down around that leg into the body and vice versa. So allow for that participation. Go slow. Pay attention to the details, and use these details. Use this experience in what we're gonna be doing right after, when we're gonna be standing. What I have for you today is one of the embellishments I really love. I do this specific embellishment a lot, but as you can see, it has all the details that we were talking about. Notice how that little tip that I was giving you for the exercise we were doing right before, it's feeding into this. How my hips are and my upper body is supportive of this circle. How the orientation even of the base is changing. So we can have the embellishment, adjust, step, right? So I want you to notice these details in your dance by doing this embellishment, feeding, educating your body through movement, and also noticing what you need to do to create a steady base, doing or not doing an embellishment. After a little while, let's see if you can go a little bit faster. Right? Don't start with this though. So this is it. Gentlemen, don't worry, we're gonna be adding on to that last embellishment something a little bit more more for you. Let's put it that way, leaders. So don't worry right there at the end, but go ahead, please try those, at least those rotation, the lapis, at least try that out, see how it feels, and especially notice all the little tips that I mentioned in the video, how they show up in your, how they help you with the movement, how they how you experience them in your body. We're going to be starting from embellishments for our next group of exercises, so we can get into musicality, explore musicality through movement in a different way that we've done before. So if you have any questions, any, trouble with specific types of music, something that maybe you recently heard, maybe a tip, maybe some feedback you recently got and it doesn't make sense, you don't know how to make use of it, all of that, if you can send them to me and I can take a week or a couple of weeks to think them through and try as much as I can to answer through this through the coming videos. So questions, any specific trouble, any maybe even specific songs that might not work for you, orchestras, anything that you're having trouble with regarding musicality, send them over and I'll see you soon.